right. Welcome, everybody. This is Guaranteed. Welcome to Winnebago Talks. This is a 1-hour show featuring the Winnebago in the news, sports, and music. So welcome. And to those that are viewing here today, we have a jam-packed agenda. This is really cool, and we're looking forward to a lot of good things that are happening in Winnebago. And I have some co-hosts here. Bethany, you might want to turn your microphone on and give your introduction. We'll start with Tyler.
Is this one? Okay. I am Tyler Snake, Winnebago Indian News Office Circulation Manager. Just a little quick introduction. Upcoming issue week is next week on Tuesday for those who probably have something to submit in the newspaper. You could email me at tyler.snake@winnebagotribe.com.
Awesome. And?
Hello.
Are we good?
I don't hear myself. It's picking me up, though. Oh, there we go. Good morning, everybody. My name is Bethany Redhorn. I am the Communications Office Manager. And a little update from me is if you want to submit anything for Thursday's All Requests Live, you can send it to kwtn@winnebagotribe.com or text 402-922-3347.
Who won last week?
Come and get your love.
Again?
Yeah.
Again, week 2? All right. So who are the top 5 again?
The top 5 this week is, let's see if I can pull it off again.
All right.
Number 1 is Come and Get Your Love by Redbone.
You got to vote. You got to vote.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then 2 is, so I'm going off in the numerical order. So this isn't like the order of this is the best to the bottom or the least favorite or whatever. It's just the number that we put them in. So anyways, 1 is Come and Get Your Love by Redbone. 2 is Driving Me Crazy by Northern Cree. 3 is I'd Rather Go Blind by Etta Jones.
No, Etta James. Yeah. Give her a new name. That's okay. Keep going.
Etta James.
Yeah, the one and only.
And 4 is The Color Violet. The Color Violet by Tory Lanez. And then 5 is, I'm kind of drawing a blank. It's by St. John. It's The Best Part of Life.
The best part of life, huh? So
She's real proud you guys.
all right, we always start with breaking news, folks. The Santee Sioux Nation is asking for help in the search of a 19-year-old tribal member. Her name is Ashley Wabasha. She is 19 years old and was last heard from about a week ago. If you have any information, please reach out to the Santee Sioux Nation Facebook page or call the Santee Law Enforcement at 402-288-4464. We shared this post on our own Facebook page and stuff, and I know that they reached out to all Nebraska tribes to kind of share that and amplify that. Our prayers to the Santee relatives and hope that she is found safe. In the press statement released yesterday by Chairman Trudeau, she said she's not in trouble, and if she's listening, please let your relatives know.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
hopefully everything is well up there, and our prayers. Also, our tribe is in mourning. So we want to send our thoughts and prayers to those that are, and condolences to those that are mourning as well. This brings us to another point. Down on Walt Hill, it was reported a car was in the park area talking with kids and offering candy. The word spread like crazy, which is good, but it was a false alarm because it was an in-law of an Omaha Tribal Council member.
Wow.
They told the lady, the Omaha Tribal Council member said, that's kind of weird to offer candy and stuff, but I think, it has meaning there because we all try to take care of each other.
Yeah.
And, but I don't know, maybe.
I guess not having the insight, you would think you wouldn't know. Like someone's offering all these kids candy.
Yeah.
And no one knows.
There's a time and a place. No?
Yeah.
That's Halloween. No. All right. So what do we have in store for the listeners today? We have our very first celebrity. We have a multi-millionaire, I want to say a CEO that's in charge of millions of dollars and stuff. So who is that going to be? We'll find out here. Thomas Racing. And we also have a young man from that's from the tribe here representing in the World Championships later this week, representing Team USA down in Peru. So we'll talk about a little bit about that. We'll have our Dear Tega segment. And we'll have Angel Decora, This Day in History. Now, the answer is trivia game is tied up. Bethany got it, so it's 2-2, right? And this is the 6th episode.
No, it's because this is 6, so I won twice, you won twice, and we tied twice. I mean, we tied one time, twice.
So I got some good ones here. You guys get your trivia game going here. All right. Now, how was you guys this weekend?
It was good.
That was good.
Lots of outdoorsness.
Carless weekend.
Another carless weekend. Yeah, people have to help us out. Find Tyler a ride and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I got a couple of good recommendations, so I still got to go check some places out, but just long search.
Yeah, just
long
like
search.
you just want a vehicle, an SUV,
Yeah,
or what do they
I
call them,
don't wanna-
crossovers? Or
I don't want to like go and just first one I see, you know. I want to get something
She knows what she wants.
Actually want.
okay, dear Tega, you ready?
Yeah,
This is a good one.
Yeah.
I like this question.
I do too.
Here it goes. Dear Tega, recently I went to a family cookout and one of my cousins brought his new girlfriend and her 11-year-old son. Things started off nice, but then I noticed the kid talking back to his mom and even slammed a drink down because he couldn't play his iPad. During the prayer, he didn't have any manners. My cousin ignored them, and I think he was a little embarrassed. I know that they say it takes a village to raise a child, so I spoke my mind. Now the mom and my cousin are mad at me. Should I have not said anything? What do you think?
I was like, when I read it, I was like, that's a little bit hard one because there's like different perspectives. There's somebody that like, that kid should have teachings and, you know how to act in a setting like this. Or it could be like, spank him. Nah.
It is Child
It
Abuse
varies, yeah.
Prevention Month, you know what I mean? So I just kind of wanted to announce that.
kind of like covered my head.
But that's how you would have handled it, is just kind of said, you know what I mean? Yeah, pretty interesting. How about
She
you,
could have
Bethany?
like, like went up to him and kind of brought him off to the side, but kind of not embarrassed him, you know.
Right.
Yeah, so I think it's a good question because you kind of see it a lot. Like, you like Tyler was saying, you don't want to like overstep on someone's toes or whatever, but everybody parents different. But like with me, like, my little guys, like, I don't even have to say anything. They just I think it just goes down to teachings and because like you don't have to really say anything, like sometimes they just know like when they're in a public setting to behave and stuff. But I don't know. Like I would probably, if I seen that, I'd probably go up and just be like,
Kind of give him a side eye.
yeah, kind of just sitting there. I'd probably just be like, hey, you might want to, if someone's talking, you might want to have your little guy be quiet.
Well,
I don't know.
he's 11.
Oh.
He's 11, you know what I mean? It's not a 2-year-old or 3-year-old and stuff. He's 11. So that's what I was thinking, because kind of going.
You should know. Nah.
Well, I was thinking maybe the parents should kind of help out and stuff. But in the old ways, the Tega and the auntie,
Yeah.
And it was the parents' job just to love the child,
Mm-hmm.
but it was actually up to the Tega and the auntie to kind of be the disciplinary. I remember my dad, some of my relatives, the bad cousins and stuff would come over, and my dad would have to sit them down and be very stern and stuff. I used to hate that talk, but anyways, sometimes the relatives would say, "Hey, Tega, you got to talk to this boy. You got to make him straighten up and stuff." But I think that my advice to them is, I think let them know. It's unfortunate that the boyfriend and the mom is mad.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it takes a village to raise a child, and they always say, but some of those kids, man, holy smokes, they're bad. You know what I mean? I was like, sit down, little kid. You know what I mean? Especially during prayers. You know what I mean? That's something that we want to go. So. Yeah, that Dear Tega, thank you for submitting. If you have a Dear Tega question, go ahead and submit that. And Tyler, go ahead and hit the bagel bits.
I don't have any to give away this week, but I did kind of I'll reiterate that if you want to invite me to an event, or if there's anything going on in town that you would want to have covered, or possibly in the news or on Facebook, or kind of spread awareness about, you could email me at tyler.snake@winnebagotribe.com.
Awesome. All right. Any other thing as far as news? If not, we'll call you back during.
No, I'm gonna just go in there and Google a bunch.
Okay. Thanks for coming in. All right. So we are gonna call our very first guest up here. And go ahead, Bethany.
Well, I wanted to just go ahead and remind you all on Thursday. I'm gonna clear my throat. On Thursdays, we have All Request Live with yours truly from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And you can tune in on the radio. So there's a link on the tribal webpage. If you go to the corporate webpage, there's a KWTN tab that you can go to. And we have an online streaming player. Otherwise, it'll be available on KWTN 100.9 FM.
Awesome. Okay. Now this gentleman here probably needs no introduction, but I kind of give you guys some history here. He is my former football coach and stuff. We like to call Lance Morgan. the CEO of HCI to come on up, and I'll get you a mic here. And then go ahead and throw on the headphones there, Lance.
Okay.
And let us know if you can hear.
Oh.
All right, let's try it.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead and give us your introduction. Who are you?
Well, like Garan said, I was his football coach. I think you were a defensive end.
Yep. You got it right. We played 8-man.
Yep. And we were pretty good. We had a lot of the Carnes brothers that helped.
That's right.
I did it as a volunteer. Actually, I enjoyed it. I quit after my kids got a little older. I needed to pay more attention to them, my own kids, as their mother pointed out. I really enjoyed doing it and going to the games and stuff. And I remember somebody said, "Lance, you're the only coach that doesn't yell at us." I said, "That's not what I'm here for."
So I know that I would like to call Lance the OG because he told us when we were playing football that he played rugby. Now that's the OG of football. You guys play with no pads and stuff.
Yeah, we were the national champs at Harvard, and I had a tryout to the national team, but I didn't quite make it. And then I moved to Winnebago, which is not a big rugby scene.
Yeah, for sure.
But my son, he found a Rookie of the Year thing that I had from back in the day, and that's the only thing he's ever been impressed by, I think.
Now, I always wanted to ask before we get into it and stuff, but I always wanted to ask, in rugby, I was a DJ over at Wayne State College, and a place called, I forgot the name. Anyways, they had this huge rugby tournament, and the person that scored the first time they ever scored with the rugby and stuff, during the toga party, I think they have toga parties and stuff, but they'd clear out, and then you would have to run through the audience naked. Is that something that's just in Nebraska, or is that true?
I was we were playing for the national tournament at Duke University, and both the Duke and North Carolina team got naked at some point. The North Carolina team was arrested, and I just remember a guy from New Zealand was our team. Our team was very international, and I said, "Man, that was so weird." And they were dancing around, and this other guy says in this real British voice, "On the other hand, it's so refreshing to see such a large group of young men so in love with each other." So there's a lot of I can tell you I was never in the naked branch of the rugby, but there's a lot of drinking and singing.
Yeah. The place was called Riley's. They had a huge toga party at Riley's, and I was a DJ, and they said, "Stop the music." I don't know what they call it and stuff, and then all of a sudden the people that scored a touchdown, or is that what it's called, touchdown or
a try?
Yeah, and they were running through. I was like, wow, that was weird, and everybody went nuts and stuff. It was crazy.
Well, it's actually helping us politically because the governor played rugby, and the governor and I, we've had issues in the past on just getting along on gaming. He was against it, but we bonded a little bit, a tiny amount,
there you go.
on the fact that he played rugby, and his team actually beat mine, and so he thought that was good.
I see like the rugby is huge overseas and stuff, but man, they're missing teeth and breaking bones.
Yeah, I'm missing a tooth actually, and someone stomped on my face and knocked a tooth out in a game, and it seemed important at the time, but I wish I had that tooth back.
Anyways, you have an update here, and we want to, there's a lot of listeners and a lot of people that are kind of wondering what's going on up there at the kind of north of town.
Yeah, I really haven't been paying much attention, so I can't say I've been doing the casinos. I'm joking. Well, so, we did the Ho-Chunk Village. We started that almost, I think it was 2006. And if you go over there, it's getting full. And so we need to figure out a way to really grow it. And actually, the tribe sort of insisted I figure it out. They said the tribal council let us keep, we give the tribe 25% of our profits as a dividend, and they let us keep 30% of that, which works out to about 6% of our profits, as long as we put it towards housing. And we were told we had to build 100 housing units in town in 5 years, which is about double what we've done historically, and the infrastructure for another 100 more units. And we beat the 5-year mark, and the tribes extended it to the money, so we keep going. But we did 140 some units,
wow.
And the Ho-Chunk Village has 190 some units itself, infrastructure for. And then the south end of town at Thunder Way, I don't know how many we've been able to get in there. Some of that's COVID money, obviously, and that's really helped accelerate it. But we met that goal, and we decided we had designed the Ho-Chunk Village, we call it 2.0. I don't know why we call it that, but it's caught on. And so 2.0 is now, it's 40 acres. We bought it. And we've got all the infrastructure. And the tribe we were hustling the money from various sources, but with the ARPA funds that came in from the tribe, they gave us enough money in two pieces to do the rest of the infrastructure and the streets, the sewer, the water, electrical. So if you buy a house there, the tribe has made a rule that you can, if you're a tribal member, you can get a house lot for free. In Sioux City and Flatwater Crossing, the cheapest housing lot's $30,000-$40,000.
Wow.
So that's a big savings for people. And we've started building houses there. I think we got 4 or 5 going up right now, and they're pretty cool. And I think we've had a few sold, and a few are spec houses that people can buy. Another thing on that I'd like to maybe make an announcement on, news, and because I don't think it's been in the paper, is the tribe gives $65,000 up to $65,000 for down payment assistance. It's lesser in some of the low income housing because you can get state money to supplement it. But as everybody knows, things are getting more expensive, and that hasn't been raised in some time. And since the tribe allocates the money to us to do as we think is best for housing, I thought that we probably should stick some more money into the down payment assistance. So it's going to go to $75,000, and all the other programs, if you're an existing home, it's $5,000, now it's $15,000, and if it's a low income, it's going up to $42,000. Now, keep in mind, you'll still get about $20,000 from other sources. So it's still a big boost. So we're raising it $10,000 across the board. And so even the people who are just in the process now will go back retroactively if they haven't closed on their home. And but everybody knew that's another $75,000. But you don't just get $75,000. You also get a free housing lot,
right?
Which we've got about $30,000 into those. And then we promised to not make a penny on building a house for a tribal member. And so it works out to about $100,000 and some in benefits. So I thought I'd come on and maybe make that little shout out. We'll get that published in the paper soon, I think.
So when I was going to college and business administration and everything, corporations are tasked with making money and stuff. But it seems like, why are you guys focused on housing?
Well, we're focused on the development of the community. You know, we have a phrase, in order to do one thing, you have to do everything. And when I was younger, I was kind of dumb. I was good at school, but dumb in life. And I thought, well, if you just give somebody a job, they'll be fine. But it didn't work that way. What if you lived at home and you have substance abuse and you're supposed to be studying, you're supposed to get to work, but you got drama, problems? You guys know what I'm talking about. And so we decided that we had to sort of attack everything. And we're not the tribe, we're a corporation, but the tribe has let us do some aspects of that where we can, like building the house and designing the Ho-Chunk Village, buying the housing company, the construction company. Since we had all the parts, you know, we actually started res cars because people were getting screwed over on lending. And
it's
then
called Titan Motors now, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I announced yesterday. I was like, last episode.
I call it res cars, but Dennis Johnson, who runs it, says no non-Indians will ever buy a car from us. And I said, I don't care, you know. But he changed the name to Titan Motors.
Yeah, man, that was cool.
It's all right, I guess. But I think a lot of people still call it res cars.
Yeah,
definitely.
And then we bought the banks, the interest in the 2 banks. So we've hooked ourselves up. We can do whatever we want now. You know, we have a little princess magic wand at Ho-Chunk, and sometimes I'll give it to somebody. I said, hey, you know, we have the ability to do whatever we think is best for our community, and so we designed the Ho-Chunk Village, and I think it's a place to get housing for people, to make people's lives better. It also, I call it job security, because, you know, we could get as big as, you know, we can become a huge corporation, but, you know, my grandmother don't think anything of that, right? Unless her life's better, right? You know,
I think a lot of people are wondering, like, what's in it for them?
Exactly, right? And so we built the whole town and you know, create all these job opportunities, educational opportunities. Then people are still like, what's in it for them? But, you know, that's human nature. And so I think that in order to be successful, you have to do more than just make money. And we're a very organized entity with the power to do whatever we want now in terms of what we can implement. And so we try to use a portion of the money we make for good and to help people and to, you know, pay people and that sort of thing.
You were in the news in Sioux City Journal about the Flatwater crossing, and that was one of our trivia questions. We play a trivia game at the end here, and Bethany gave you guys a new name. It's called Flatwater Bend. So
no, that was Tyler.
Oh, no, that was Tyler.
Yeah.
You said,
I think 2.0.
It's, yeah, I think it's 2.0. And I was like, I don't think they got a 1.0 up there yet.
No, that is the first version of it. We've only developed 40 acres there.
Wow.
and it's 200 plus. And I think we just bought or about to buy another 15 acres there. And so, interestingly, there are some tribal members living up there. If you're a tribal member, you can get a discount on the house and your apartments in Sioux City and things like that. Our goal is to make as much money as we can in those real estate businesses. And then in Winnebago, the rent's about $200 to $400 below market. And we use the money we get from the tribe to supplement that, or grants or things like that. I mean, there's some criticism about us doing stuff in Sioux City, but that's just a way to make money. It's also a way to create jobs and do all the things that we need to do up there. And it helps us get economies of scale so that we can be better in Winnebago. So I think people are quick to criticize that, but it's also our we're sort of taken over up there, if you noticed. I mean, I was going to change it. First thing we're going to do, I said, is change the name to Ho-Chunk City instead of Sioux City.
Ho-Chunk City, yeah, that would catch on, wouldn't it?
Maybe.
I think I seen last time you were on a stream, it was called Pints and Politics or something like that.
Yeah, they were drinking beer on that one.
Yeah.
But, yeah, on the one we talked about Ho-Chunk, I said, you guys mind if I don't drink beer on this one?
And I think they have the flavor of the day and stuff like that.
Yep.
Can you make a radio show called Corn Soup with Lance?
Yeah, maybe. Do I have to sponsor it and bring the soup?
Yeah.
I've actually cooked corn soup now 3 times, and the last one turned out okay. The first one tasted like dirt. Apparently, you're supposed to soak them.
Whoops. All right. Now, the elephant in the room, or some kind of the big project that you guys are working on.
Can I say one more thing on the Ho-Chunk Village? Sometimes I have the tribe's mad at me sometimes on the government side, and that's just the way it goes. But I have to give them some props when the time comes, because they put the money into infrastructure for the Ho-Chunk Village and for the Thunder Way, but they also put in a few $1 million to build. I think we're going to build 10 or 12 elder housing units, and somebody, I think Lorelei, wanted them solar powered, and since we had the money, we went all out on these things. And we're going to, once the infrastructure is finished, we'll start building those, and hopefully people will be in the fall. And they are nice. And it's their own little park, and where their grandkids could play. And there's like not just handicap accessible, it also has like a little room for like an office or a sewing room or exercise or something. So, and they're going to have nice porches, and everyone's going to be able to see each other, interact. Hopefully they get along. But it's almost going to be like their own little private neighborhood. And so I just wanted to mention that because, I get excited about the casinos we're going to build and all this other corporate stuff, but I also love it when I see people getting a better home.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So I know like 4:30, 5 o'clock, the town seems like it empties out, and that's because people probably don't have a place to live here in Winnebago. That would be really nice if they can just, is that a goal of HCI?
Well, I think that the population has grown by about 500 people in the last 7 or 8 years. It grows as fast as we can, as fast as we make babies, I guess, which is pretty fast, but as fast as we can build houses, really. Because a lot of people, when we first started growing Ho-Chunk Inc., so much of our houses was low income. People had to leave the reservation. And if you leave the reservation, you can't vote. And I think that from my standpoint, the more educated people we have in our community, the more educated voters, the more people who are being successful, I think the better off our whole community is. We don't want to be just a rural, poor community. We want to have the balance. We still have a lot of poverty in our community we're trying to address, but having enough people in the community that are successful sets the example, creates expectations at the school, the community, the council, everything. I think it's better. And so that's what we were trying to do was create a place for people to move out of government housing into their own houses. And then that would free up government housing for people who are in that stage, are trying to transition up. And then if you look at our apartments, we have elders apartments, but we have young professional, we have low income. This was actually Sarah Snake's idea when she worked for us, is that we need to have something for every stage of life. And so we keep trying to balance that out. But we're having so many more elders, we got to build those quick. And one of the things I want to mention on that, the tribe said that at least a couple of the units, they're like $400 anyway, so they're inexpensive, but we need to be very low income so that we can make sure that people are hooked up a little bit more.
Definitely. A lot of good things happening, especially the housing. Appreciate the breaking news on that assistance, and make sure for those that, who do they reach out? Or
I think the down payment assistance program is Brian Mathers, but Kiki Saints here is the person that's doing the housing. If she's listening, answer the phone when they call.
Okay.
I give
All
her-
right. There you go.
I was
You
just
did
giving
get a
her a hard
shout
time
out
about
here.
that.
It says, my old boss, man, he looks good. Hey, so
right.
celebrity status and stuff, you know what I mean? And if for those folks that are listening, this is Lance Morgan, HCI CEO. And now we're going to transition and talk about gaming. When the night of the election, I just kind of want to introduce it. I was down there. I brought my camera down there, and you and the what are they called? The Horsemen?
Yep.
The Horsemen Benevolent or something like that.
But the Horsemen's, but I just call this is called the Horsemen.
The Horsemen were there, and they gifted you a jockey shirt and stuff, but you said it was going to be way too.
It's like a baby.
Yeah, because those guys are tiny. I don't know
Yeah.
if you've been to the horse races. I went to the one in South Sioux City. Man, those guys are, about 4 foot tall and, weigh probably not even 100 pounds.
Yeah. So it does. I have it as in a decorative sort of frame.
You didn't try it on?
No.
Anyways, Warhorse Gaming, what's the update? And kind of tell us kind of some of the history.
Well, that was I'm glad you were there to document some of that. I was being superstitious. We've been trying to get gaming in Nebraska since like the 90s,
Right.
and there was a court case that said the state could just claim sovereign immunity, and we never did anything. And so we hustled up these little Class 2 facilities, but that's not enough. And I tried so hard to get the Warrior in Sioux City because I knew that the hard rock going on land, the boat going on land, was going to start slowly depleting Winnebago. And I don't know, I'm not privy to how Winnebago is doing, but it's been a little bit of a slow decline, and it's hard not to with Winnebago, or not with the hard rock just continually making more and reinvesting more, and us struggling to do it. And so this was not hard to predict. And after we lost, I was just mad. And so we bought the horse track, the Atticad track, and our goal was to just shut it down so it wouldn't have competition for Winnebago as if it ever got gaming. And so we said, well, the hell with it. Let's put a casino in and get some revenge, I guess. And if you guys don't know me that well, but I was all in for revenge, and see if we can get the hard rock that way. And the Horsemen own the tracks in Omaha and Lincoln, and they wanted to do something too, but they didn't quite have the money to fund a campaign. And so we met with them, and we agreed on a deal that if we win, we'll put up all the money, although they ended up putting up some themselves. But if we put up all the money, they'll give us the rights to build a casino in Lincoln. And, we went through really hell to do it. We had to get signatures during COVID, like 600,000 during COVID. It's crazy. And then they took us off the ballot. We had to go to the Supreme Court. The council was mad at me. I think they were thinking about firing me, but we won the Supreme Court case on Thursday, and the council meeting was on Friday. I was like, we won 4-3 because we had spent millions of dollars on it. And then we went into the campaign, and there was a lot of rich, powerful politicians against us. And we got some of that COVID money. We were putting it into the campaign. Strangely, we were using Ho-Chunk money to do it, but it allowed us to have extra capital. And so we spent, I don't know, $7 million on it. So we were all in on the risk. And the night you were there, we were winning like 65, 69%. But, I'm an Indian, superstitious. I'm nervous. And so I wouldn't even go on the TV cameras because I was thinking they're going to try something to mess us up. But we got it. And what I said was the Horsemen got put out of business because of the tracks. The tracks got hurt by the casinos. I said, but the same thing happened to us. I was there in the 90s when I saw Winnebago drop by 80% when they built the bigger boat and Council Bluffs casinos. And you guys wouldn't know this. You're young, but I was in the negotiations. Iowa came in and wanted $1 million. They said all the other states, Indians give them money. I said, well, they have monopolies. You put us out of business. I said, we've lost like 300 employees. He goes, well, in Council Bluffs, they need security, they need dealers, and they need people to be porters. I said, picking up your trash is not our future, right? And so I am glad it's taken us a long time, 25 years, but we're back. And Omaha is going to take about $90 million in tax revenue from Iowa and transfer it back to Nebraska. Wow. So just so you know how long our memory is, right? And I told the governor, I said, hey, this wouldn't be happening if you guys would have gave us the hard rock of Iowa, the governor of Iowa. So.
You were pacing back and forth, and everybody was on edge, and everybody was biting the nails and stuff. But when the first kind of information started coming in, you're like, wow, that's good. And then as the night comes on, then you guys finally called it, got the champagne out, and everybody toasted and everything. And then you said something that was very impactful and stuff, we're back.
Yep. We come full circle.
Yeah, definitely full circle, and I thought that was pretty neat and stuff. And everybody, I don't think there was a lot of Ho Chunks or Winnebagos down there and stuff, but everybody was like proud to be Winnebago. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's weird because Ho Chunk was started to diversify the tribe. The tribe knew that these casinos were going to hurt Winnebago's, and so they took some of the money and started Ho Chunk. And so our job has always been to diversify. But we got to the point of scale where we were able to be a player and to have the kind of capital to take control of really the gaming market in Nebraska. I mean, we have the three largest metro areas that touch Nebraska are Sioux City, Omaha, and Lincoln, and we'll be in the dominant position. It's weird because I go down there now and everyone's trying to talk to me and they're either trying to screw me over or make friends.
Yeah.
It's a very weird environment. Before I remember the first time I went to Lincoln, I was a protester with Frank Lemire and people were polite, but basically not making eye contact. It was kind of sad. So let's talk about what we're up to.
Yeah.
So for the last year and a half, we won. The next morning I woke up and was like, oh my gosh, we've got a lot to do.
Yeah.
Because we didn't know we would win. So we hadn't spent much money on the planning, the design. We were superstitious. And we immediately started the design process, the financing process, and working on the regulatory side, and making sure that all coordinated with the horsemen was pretty important. And so where we are now is the designs are essentially done. We've started we've got the financing in place. We haven't raised all the money, but we've hired Deutsche Bank and Jefferies and Company. And we're going to raise about $550 million. I mean, it just sounds like a crazy number. I remember everybody was mad at me a few years ago about having $10 million in debt, and it was forgivable. I didn't have to pay it back, and I almost got in trouble for it. But now everyone's cool about $500 million.
Man,
well,
$500 million. I mean, yeah. I get a cash app request for $40 and stuff. Can you cash app $500 million?
No, I don't even know how to act right with it. So the trick is act like you've been there, right? Yeah, where's my money? But we went through about a 9-month process to get the pieces in place, and they were really trying to give us a super high rate. We ended up getting something sort of in the middle, and the way it works is when you build a new casino, you got to kind of pay up, and then after a couple years, you can get lower financing. So that's kind of where we're at right now. So we need to get there's another law being passed this week. The regs have been approved, but the governor needs to sign them. So we'll get licensed, we'll get the law passed, we'll get the financing, and we've actually got some interim financing because Ho Chunk's big enough on its own, and some bridge financing. We've started construction in Omaha and Lincoln a little bit because we want to get some temporary facilities going right away, and then the big construction will start. But having those temporary ones will help pay the bill. When you have that much debt, your loan payments, just interest, their interest is $40 million.
Oh my God.
But I won't go into detail, but the casinos in Omaha and Lincoln are going to be able to cover that.
What he just said is
easily.
Like easier said than done. I mean, you got to help pass the laws and kind of navigate that. And then I hear like in the news stories and stuff, like they're trying to get other casinos.
Yeah, and this is where having the horsemen as our partner is pretty good because they know everybody at the Gaming Commission. They've been, we have a partner, a lady who works there with the horsemen, and her name's Lynn, and she's been the only one at the Gaming Commission meetings for like 20 years, and now there's like 100 people in the room, and so having those kind of tight relationships, I think, has really helped us in terms of what we're trying to do is we don't mind some expansion, but we're trying to protect Omaha and Lincoln, and to some extent South Sioux. And we've proposed building one in Norfolk also, which is a little bit in limbo because of this law is going to delay any expansion for a few years. They're going to do a study first, and we support that. We need the ability to build these facilities, see how they do before competition comes in. There's a lot of people who all of a sudden want to get in against us. They may have even fought against us in the past, and so greed is a factor in this. And so we plan on setting up a whole division that's focused on community, political relations, community development, that sort of thing. We plan on spending probably, a large amount of money every year, sort of trying to influence the political process, the charitable giving that helps us build goodwill, and really doing some of the things we do here on the reservation is building some housing and real estate developments in some tougher communities where we're going to have our casinos. And so we think that combination will make us a political player. And rather than just being the guy outside with a sign protesting, well, hopefully we can be at the table and see if we can help shape the future a little bit. And if you have the kind of money that we're hoping to have from the gaming, we should be able to do it.
So I guess the big question is, when do you expect, or when do you think these will open?
Well, if I had to guess, and I always joke that the tribe pays me to see the future, right? That's like my job. And my guess is we'll have the financing and the licensing in about 2 months, and then it's about 18 months after that to 20. And because time is money, like every day is about $1 million of revenue that we're missing out on. So we're pretty focused on getting it open very, very quickly.
Will they be at the same time, or will Lincoln be first? Or
I think Lincoln's going to have a hotel, and so that'll add a little bit of time to it. And so we're going to have a place to go for the game.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I think it's a 200-room hotel. It's going to be awesome. And I mean, both of these are $200+ million investments. And my guess is probably 2 years from this summer they'll be rolling big time. But the temporary ones will be late summer or early fall. And so they won't be as grand as what we're going to do overall, but I think it's a process, I think.
I was teasing around. I was like, man, I'm going to invest in a horse because the gas prices are so crazy and stuff. But, I mean, now would be a good time to.
Well, let me mention something. So I've talked about borrowing $500 million, and that number is just crazy, and it probably is terrifying and can be used against me in some way in our own community here. But to give you a sense of, a casino is worth, say, 10 times its cash flow, or sometimes more, sometimes less. And so these facilities, we have done financial projections on them. So we're going to spend about $500,000, but we think they're going to be worth between 1.2 and 1.4 billion the day we open them. So
wow.
we ain't doing this for nothing, right? So keep that in mind. And I think the next challenge will be, what do we do with this success? Now, obviously, we got to pay down some debt. And so that'll take a little bit of time and get the cheaper financing in place. But I think it's going to be an interesting challenge for our community. I think probably some will go per cap, but I don't want to be a tribe that just gives out checks and nobody does anything. We've done a great job in our community of giving people an opportunity to be successful. And so we need to take care of our people, but we also need to make sure that we don't become like some tribes I visit where people don't do anything. Mm-hmm. We need to keep investing in our community and education, our people and housing, and really focus on that side of the equation, because then it's sustainable. Right. Because gaming is not going to be sustainable. Our contract is only for 25 years, right? So we've got to figure out what to do with that and use that opportunity in the meantime.
So the success of HCI has been non-gaming for a lot of different things, and Winnebago has been doing kind of the gaming, and then now you guys are kind of in gaming and stuff. Is there kind of a learning?
It's a real big learning curve. We've had some. In terms of getting the operational side of it, we've got it legally structured. We have a company called Warhorse Gaming that's owned by Ho-Chunk, and then there's subsidiaries for Lincoln, Omaha, South Sioux, and Norfolk. And so we have it legally figured out, but as terms of operational side of it, it creating, to give you a sense, but Ho-Chunk will do last year did $370 million in revenue. Wow. We have 1,700 employees, right? So the casinos will add 2,000 employees and at least that much in revenue. So we're doubling Ho-Chunk Inc. overnight. Wow. And so in an industry that we have not done before. And we've sort of we get into something, we mess it up a little bit, we get a little bit better. Yeah. We're like the little engine that could. That's engine with an E. But so we get a little bit better. But in this instance, we're worried about mistakes. So we've brought in some pretty heavy hitters on the operational side. The lady who's running it used to run the 3 Seneca casinos. She helped with Foxwoods. She did the Choctaw down in Mississippi. And so, and is part of a publicly traded company that does gaming. So we've got and that's enough to get the bankers to sort of to let us do it. Otherwise, they were going to make us hire some company or something, and that would have cost $15 million a year just to hire some outsiders. So we don't want to be the tribal entity that relies on outsiders to do our thinking. We want to get smart and do it ourselves.
Well, kind of Winnebago used to start out that way.
Yep, they had a management company and then they took over, and so we weren't going to go that route. we said, if Ho-Chunk can't figure it out, then what am I doing in this job? And so we're trying to figure out a way to be our own operating company too, so we can keep that money internally.
I think the last time I seen you, Lance, was down at your son's football game against my son, Bancroft, and he was playing for South Sioux City, and you said, "Who's your son?" And he was riding the pine. He was on the bench and stuff. He's a freshman, but your son is pretty good. But I know that
he's getting bigger. He's starting to look like a football player, mostly from playing video games and eating potato chips, I think. But
yeah, but I guess a personal question is, I know that retirement's coming up here and stuff like that. What do you? How are you going to get these up and going? And then is that going to be your final show? Or
I don't think this is bad. When I get these magazines, Money Magazine, Kiplinger's, and they're all about retiring. And I said, and they said, Joyce said, do you want to cancel this magazine? Because nobody reads magazines. No. I said, I used to look at naughty magazines for fantasy purposes, but now I look at these retirement magazines. I said, that's when you know you're getting old. And so what's the best place to retire to? And so I'm, my goal was to maybe give it up or do something a little bit less, because I work a lot. It's very stressful. My hair is turning color, and but I'm only 53, and that's all I've done is I've been the CEO for 27 years. So, but I'd like to do something a little bit less stressful. But I was gonna when my son got out of high school, but we got to get these casinos rolling, and maybe that's my excuse to keep going. And people joke that I'll never quit, but maybe there's a way I can still help but not be full time, because I don't want to die, at the office, and so I'm trying to figure out a way what's next. And I think that I've seen our political leadership do that over the years. They bring in the next group, and we got a lot of brain power in our community, and I'm trying to set up Ho-Chunk so it's not going to be so hard to run. The crazy days, are a little bit over, but we put a lot of money into real estate, and what I'm hoping is that becomes sort of an ATM for the company and for the tribe, and it's a lot more stable, a lot more. It's a little bit easier to run than government contracting and some of the crazy stuff with cigarettes and gas. And so I'm putting a lot of effort in, not just me, but my management team, into setting up the company so that it lasts 100 years. We actually have a thing called the 100-year plan, and we think that this gaming is going to accelerate that by about 30 years. And so the money, if we use it wisely, even for 4 or 5 years, which is probably all I have left, will be set for the next 100. And when I'm long gone, I want to make sure that this is here. Because what would Winnebago be without Ho-Chunk Inc.? We'd be missing houses, jobs, people, prosperity. We've got suffering on reservations all over the upper Midwest, but Winnebago, it ain't perfect. We still have things to do. But, having an economic entity of scale is big. And we're at, 370 million. We'll be at 750 million in 2 years. And I talked to Annette Hamilton, our operating officer, and she thinks we can hit $1 billion in 5 or 6 years in annual revenue. Wow. I mean, that's crazy, right? And so when you get to that scale, I have a phrase: how you act when you're rich is different than how you act when you're poor. So we don't know how to act yet, and what I'm hoping is that we can use that money in a wise way to set all of ourselves up, the whole community, for the next 50 years.
Wow. And then I think a statement too is overnight you guys will be the single largest taxpayer in Nebraska.
Yeah, there's a guy, his name's Tony Fulton. He's the head of the tax division. And we were down there fighting about cigarettes in his office. And then he gets appointed to the gaming commission. And I said, hey, I'm against gaming. I'm against state taxes. We have to pay some. You don't know this, but I don't sign those checks. I make them stamp them, because I said it's against my religion. But now that I'm going to be the largest taxpayer in the state of Nebraska, I said, I got a new religion, So...
Awesome. So we have a game here that we would like to play, kind of a trivia. And anything else you want to mention about Warhorse or anything like that?
No, I think it's coming, guys. And I think I don't worry about building them. I worry about what happens when they're successful and what are the expectations in our community and how we use the money. I get almost fired about every 7 years here. And I said, I'm cool until we build these casinos. And then when the money starts coming, I suspect that's the next time I'm in trouble. But I have to predict the future. Watch. 3 years from now, somebody will be trying to get rid of me. But maybe it'd be my time to go then.
The other day, I was watching some YouTube videos, and I come across your commencement speech at UNL. And you'd given advice, and you said you probably won't never remember this and stuff. But one of the things that really stuck with me is you told those graduates that Warren Buffett said, "Do what you love, and you know what I mean. You won't have to work a day in your life." And so I kind of tell my crew here is like, make sure you do what you love, and the money will follow. You know what I mean? And so those young people that are listening out there, you know, we got Tyler, and she's up and coming, and you know, it's just like there's a lot of good things happen at HCI. We had Terry Lee Medina here on 2 episodes ago, and she was mentioning the internship.
Yep.
And I was an HCI intern and stuff, and that really helped me out and stuff. So thank you for coming on. And I don't know if you want to say anything else and stuff.
No, I think I've touched on lots of things. Probably said some stuff I shouldn't have, but
No, I think it was all good.
That always happens.
Okay, so here it is. This is a game between Bethany and Lance here. All right.
I saw her giving out Tega advice earlier.
Yeah.
You should ask me. I'm used to being a little bit harsh on people.
Okay.
Just
So
gotta give them that eye.
Bethany doesn't know about this game, but I think Lance played it before. It's called 5 seconds or less.
Oh no.
All right, 5 seconds or less. Okay, so you got to name me 5 things, but you cannot say the words and or
And or
Yeah.
Can't
So
say
if I say,
Can you say "buh"?
Buh?
no.
No.
She just said it. Okay, so I'm gonna start with you. All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, so here we go.
Nervous.
Okay, in 5 seconds or less, without saying the words and or name me 5 colors.
5,
Red, blue,
4,
orange, purple, green.
3,
All right, she
2,
got it. She got it.
1.
Give her a round of applause. Good job. Good job.
That's impressive. I panicked. I was like, "Is
That's
hazel a
okay.
color?" Was what I was thinking.
Okay, Lance, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. In 5 seconds or less, you cannot say the words and or Name me 5 HCI subsidiaries.
5,
Distribution, capital,
3,
Warhorse.
2, 1.
The hard one.
Okay.
Heritage. Dynamic. I tell you, I haven't been paying attention much.
Are you ready? All right. 5 seconds or less, cannot say the words and or Name me 5 cities.
5,
Winnebago, Sioux
4,
City, Omaha,
3,
Lincoln,
2,
Kansas City.
1.
Is Winnebago a city?
It's a town.
Can
I
when you
the-
Google something, it says city.
When I wanted to add something because the first time he did this game, we had a Hispanic employee who worked for us, and you had to name 5 tribes, and he named Macy. He has a tribe.
Sweetwater, the Sweetwater employee.
He said Winnebago, Macy.
Okay, Lance, last one. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. 5 seconds or less. Do not say the words and or Name me 5 HCI employees.
5,
Annette,
4, 3,
Aaron, Dennis,
2,
Angel, and
1.
He said and.
Oh.
Cannot say the words and or Hey, let's see who won anyway. I think okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
She definitely won. I've got to do. Am I smarter than a 5th grader coming up here like in Sioux City? And they asked me if I wanted a study guide, and I said, I want to. I'm not smarter than a 5th grader, but I don't want to have studied and lost also. So I need an excuse built in.
Hey, I'm telling you, corn soup with Lance and stuff, man, make that radio show happen and stuff. But come by anytime, any update. We appreciate you reaching out, and thank you for coming on here, Lance, and good job on everything that you do. And HCI, just there's a lot of future to behold with you guys.
Well, hopefully I can write more for the paper. I've been writing for the Omaha paper.
Yeah, you kind of sold us out.
Yeah, well, I got told if I wrote another one that I would get fired in a different political area here. And so I got sort of out of the habit, but I've written about 250 of them. And so I will try to do more. I've just transferred the Omaha ones here, but I'll see if I can get a few more in the paper.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Yeah.
can write about what we just talked about today, I think a lot of people would like to know about that.
Yeah, I think we need to do some more updates, that sort of thing.
Definitely. Thanks,
Thank
Lance.
you for the time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right. So 5 seconds or less.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I was like,
you beat
yeah,
us.
well, those are easy questions.
Well, I know. I was trying to make it hard for him, but I know when he gets back to the office, the ATM employees are going to be like, "Oh, come you just say my name and stuff," So he's going to hear it the rest of the day.
Thank
All
you.
right. We'd like to call up our next guest here. So come on over, gentlemen. I know that we're going to be running a little bit behind schedule, but that's fine. We're not corporate owned or anything like that. We're tribal owned.
By us?
And for us.
Oh, yeah.
By,
Said it
by
backwards.
us.
For us,
So,
by us.
go ahead and pick up that microphone and throw on the headphones, guys. lot of good ground to cover there. That was a
Yeah.
good update. I appreciate
I
him
liked
coming
it,
in.
especially just like I just wanted to add in there because, like with Tyler and I, we're looking for our own places, you know, and housing is like a big factor. Finding affordable housing and
Right.
you know stuff like that.
Definitely. So make sure that you invite us over for the housewarming party
Yes,
eventually when we get down here.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, how you doing?
Doing pretty good.
All right, go ahead and give us your introduction.
So my name is Jeffrey Thomas Jr. I work at Ho Chunk Farms
Hey,
for
Jeff.
HCI.
Okay. And
Oh, my name's Kadge Thomas. His brother, obviously.
the Thomas brothers.
Yeah, work at HCI with him too.
Oh, okay. So at Ho Chunk Farms as well?
Yeah.
Awesome. So shout out to Ho Chunk Farms and Aaron LaPointe doing a lot of good things, and hopefully we could try to get you guys some more business with corn soup. You know what I mean? But I know you guys do a lot of corn and traditional corn and everything. So, but what do you guys got going on?
Well, we're getting ready for our first race coming up on April 17th.
All right. So you guys are race car drivers and stuff. Last year about this time, I remember doing a story on you guys because you were starting to fundraise, and I went out and seen your guys' car and everything. It was very nice, and you guys race at what, Jefferson
Yeah, Raceway Park.
Raceway Park
Yeah.
and stuff. And how long have you guys been in racing?
So
This would be like our third year.
Third year racing
Yeah.
and stuff.
yeah, but I mean we've been in the racing community since 2008.
How'd you guys get into it?
It started with my dad. He's always been into motorsports. He started drag racing in the mud racing. I don't know what year that was.
Yeah.
I was younger.
And then
So that introduced the racing world to us. And in 2008, he finally bought a race car. And he always brought us along, took us to work on the cars. And it just so happened that we both loved doing it. And so we kept going with it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So who's the driver? Or do you guys have two cars?
Yeah,
or?
so we have two cars.
Oh, okay.
We bought two cars last year. We had one going full season, one, his car was,
Like half
Little
the
league.
season. I was waiting on a motor and stuff.
Oh,
So I
okay.
needed to start right away.
How'd you guys do
These
last
the-
year?
I was gonna
Um,
say, were these the two cars that we seen when we did the video and stuff with you
Yeah,
guys?
we need to do
Okay.
another video.
Yeah.
Yeah. How'd you guys do last year?
so in overall points I finished in 8th out
Nice.
of, I don't know, 30 cars.
Yeah, there was a lot of points, a lot of drivers that raced up there. I started like halfway through the season, made my way up to, I think I got up to 12th, but I didn't quite make the plaque. I think top 10 get like a plaque and a cash
Nice.
reward.
Yeah.
Cool. Congratulations, guys, man. I mean, working your way up, and eventually, I think Thomas Racing will be the household name and stuff like that. Is there right now, I think you guys are doing a fundraiser to support the race team.
Yeah.
And tell the listeners and the viewers about that.
Yeah, so Friday the 8th, that'll be this Friday,
This Friday?
Hmm.
at 4 o'clock, I believe, they're selling pozole. And
Oh, dang.
comes with a drink and I don't know what else.
Yeah, I think just a drink, and then you got all the toppings and stuff. It was just like a quick little throw together to
Yeah.
help get some funds for the first race.
Awesome. How do we order, or where you guys gonna be
we're
set
gonna
up?
be across from the hospital, right in front of that big TV screen.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Yeah,
All
It's
right.
gonna be $10 for the soul, like a bowl and a drink.
One of the goals for the LED screen is to make sure, like, food truck Fridays or something like that, and then maybe play some videos or
Yeah.
whatnot. You know what I mean? Maybe your All Request Live can go up there on the screen and
Yeah.
bump that and stuff. But what's that? Essentially? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's something that we're working on and stuff here
We're
at the
gonna have
community.
both cars down there too, so.
Oh,
you guys
okay.
Come down, and check them out.
So the kids can come and take a picture and,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
whatnot. So I gotta ask, have you guys ever crashed in those races?
Yeah.
Oh, like how fast are you guys going?
We got pretty like high gears in them, so we only top out at like on the small track we go like 70 miles per hour maybe.
70 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That's
Jeez.
We ended
crazy.
up running into each other once.
Yeah.
I mean, what a rush and stuff like that. But tell us about, your crash and stuff. Last time I crashed, I think the deer, took my car out and stuff.
Yeah.
The deer got up, the deer walked away and stuff. And like, he looked at me and like, watch out.
That happened to me before too.
Yeah, I was
kinda.
like, what in the world? Like I was in his road or something like that. You know what I mean?
The
Hey
audacity.
man, watch out. But anyways,
So-
tell us about your crash.
Last year, I rear-ended some car, and then I ended up running into him at the same time.
What?
Yeah, he was. I was ahead of him, and he was following right behind me. And the car in front of me ended up spinning out. So I turned my car, hit my brakes, and like slid to like hit him on the side. Then this guy hit a car in front of us, then hit me.
Did it take you guys out?
He was able to keep racing, but it took out my radiator and a couple bars that I needed.
Damn.
Yeah,
As
but
long as
the cars are pretty like they have roll cages and stuff on them, and we have like full 5-point harness and stuff. So it didn't really bother us too much. It was just a little bit of cosmetic damage.
yeah, that's a dangerous sport and stuff. And, you know, I mean, make sure you guys are safe. And I'm sure you guys are. And you got to do your inspections and everything like that.
Yeah.
So, first race, when is it?
17th.
April 17th.
Yeah,
Oh, right
at
out.
the-
Okay, so, and then where do we go? Jefferson?
Yeah,
In Jefferson, it's called the new Raceway Park.
About what time are you guys thinking you're going to race?
Our laps start at 6 usually. So
Okay.
I think heat races would be like 7 o'clock. We'll be out there racing.
Oh, okay. And then you guys, specific cars, I think there was different types of categories or whatnot
Yeah.
and stuff. What are you guys racing?
We're in the stock car division.
Stock car division.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll watch out. Hopefully, there's some listeners and some people. You know, there was an auntie that was looking for, you know, people to meet and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On our Dear Tega segment,
There's an event right there.
there's an event right there and stuff. You know, COVID and stuff. You know, I know that there wasn't a lot of events going on, but now we're back at it. And Raceway Jefferson Speedway is a good place to be and stuff. I personally haven't been to one, but I know they're loud, man. Do you guys, you know, have a hard time hearing your old ladies or anything like that? You know what I mean? Just like, what? You know?
Now we have like race receivers.
Oh,
So
okay.
like the flag standing. But that guy's always yelling at us.
Is it?
Yeah, can barely hear my car. He's just yelling.
You guys should put a system in there, a couple 12s and stuff like that. Like, make some noise out there. You know what I mean? Any
That
questions?
horn. My question is like, when you guys are racing, because like in my mind, I'm just picturing like, do the movies, or you know, like you guys got to go around and you go in and I don't know, you gas up or something. Do you guys do that? You know what I'm talking about? Like
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. So we fill up. The race isn't long enough for us to
Oh.
run out of fuel on the track. So we fill up before we go out there, and if we get a flat tire or something, then we pull in and
Oh, okay.
we change tires. But
Yeah, I think we get like 1 lap or 2 laps or something like that. They give us a lap.
Tyler's looking for a vehicle. You got any of those vehicles for sale?
There's one sitting in the yard right now.
There's one sitting in the yard. Can we fix that one up for her, man? I mean, like, seriously. She needs some wheels, man. Maybe she needs a horse. I don't something like that. But, yeah, all right. So this Friday, down at the LED sign, good Pozole. And then we'll see you guys at the race. And is that the kickoff of the season? And you guys will be racing every weekend? Or?
Yeah,
pretty much, yeah.
Try to do a
Every
full
weekend.
season there.
All right, stock car racer. Congratulations on the season. The fundraiser will help. I know that fuel you said was.
Yeah.
yeah, it's up to $10 a gallon.
Oh
Yeah,
my
10,
goodness!
15,
Wow.
Yeah. It's like $50 for 5 gallons.
And you guys are kind of just paying out of your pocket as well to kind of the love for the hobby, the love for the
Yeah.
sport.
Yeah, well, we have some sponsors that help us out too.
Good. All right,
Yeah.
can KWTN? I mean, help you guys out and stuff. You know
Are
what I
you
mean?
guys
Like,
still taking sponsors?
Yeah, we can.
Always.
Cars are filling up.
we were trying to get the word out about this. You know what I mean? The big voice and 100.9 FM, Allen, Nebraska. Got to give her call signs and stuff. But anything else you guys want to say?
I don't know.
Well, I just want to thank everybody for all the support and thank my wife for letting me
Yeah,
do this, and
Mm-hmm.
she's kind of your manager.
pretty much.
Definitely. I
Shout
mean,
out
It
to
was
Brooke.
unexpected, but we're thankful.
yeah. Thank you guys for coming in, and anytime, give us an update throughout the. You know, every Tuesday we're here, and give us an update on how you guys are doing in the standings,
Yeah.
any other fundraisers and stuff, and let us know. Appreciate
Yeah, I was
that.
gonna say if you guys have an announcement out, we can share it onto the Facebook page.
Okay.
If she put anything out for the fundraiser on Friday.
Yeah.
So when you guys win the championship and stuff, are you guys gonna wear a hoop? What do you guys? Do you guys got a dance, like a touchdown dance or something like that, a raceway dance, or what do you guys think?
I never thought that far ahead yet.
Okay,
We'll get there.
make sure that you guys do something really cool. Maybe practice that out. You guys will be all right and stuff, you know. But this one will be that one could be yours, and then this one. All right, there you go, guys.
I was expecting that one.
Thanks for coming in, Thomas Racing.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you guys, man. All right, now switching gears here, we got another guest that will be heading out of the country.
Mm-hmm.
And
Exciting.
Representing Team USA. Appreciate everybody that's staying with us. We're going overtime, but that's okay. It is noon, and thanks, Jeff Kadge. Appreciate you guys. See you guys out there. Catch. Oh man. Thomas Racing. Come on up.
All right.
All righty. Go ahead and throw the headphones on and pick up the microphones, and it should be good to go. Appreciate you guys coming in. And here today we have this young gentleman, and go ahead and pick that microphone up. Is that green light on? Yep. Give us your introduction, my man.
Hi, I'm Victor.
Victor, and give us kind of, what do you do, Victor?
I fight, I wrestle, kind of do everything.
Oh man, this is a Barry White impression right here, boy. that I wasn't expecting that voice, bro. No. So Victor, you fight and you wrestle.
Yeah.
Can you fight me?
I've been fighting since I was about 9 years old, and I got into high school wrestling freshman year, and I wrestled at East High sophomore, junior year, and then at Bishop Hill in my senior year. So a lot of good competition in Iowa wrestling. Nice. So that helped me a lot with judo and how far I'm getting today.
The technical, it's like boxing, fighting, street fighting. What's the technical term that you fight?
So judo is more like if anybody wrestles, it's more like Greco wrestling. It's a lot of judo throws. Yeah, it's a lot of throws. You throw someone straight on their back. That's a point. You win the match. You can foot sweep. You can arm lock. You can choke someone. It's like a dog fight. As soon as the ref says go.
How did you get into that? Like this one day you seen it on TV, or did you get in an actual fight, or?
No, yeah. My dad wanted to get me into something whenever I was younger.
Oh, okay.
So when I was a kid, he got me into a couple of clubs and some wrestling clubs whenever I was about in 5th grade. So we just went from there.
Wow. And then you just worked your way up and stuff. So congratulations. I hear you're on Team USA representing the United States of America.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about that.
Honestly, I don't even know where to start. It's a lot of emotion. You know, it still doesn't feel real. Most of the clubs, most of the kids that are on the USA team are from Boston, New York, New Jersey, Chicago, LA, San Francisco, and Florida. I'm like the only kid on the USA team from Sioux City, Iowa. So wow. It's pretty exciting.
Is there any other natives on that team?
No, I'm the only Native American on Team USA.
Wow, representing Winnebago and stuff, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. You go to school in Heelan, you said?
Yeah, I go to Bishop Heelan Catholic in Sioux City.
Well, appreciate you coming on down and stuff. And then I think, you have a fundraiser coming up. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so if you just look up my name on Facebook, you can find it there. Victor, B-I-R-D, Bird. And it should be like the first thing that pops up. So.
Yeah. Your Choka, Victor Bird, he passed on and stuff,
yeah.
But you carry his namesake and stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was my family name. I got it after him. So
definitely. So what's the fundraiser? If they look you up on Facebook, then what do they do?
It's a GoFundMe, I believe.
Okay. No, that's that part.
Go ahead and pick up the microphone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it on?
Yeah, is that green light on? All right, and go ahead and give us your introduction.
Oh, just want to say hello to everybody. I'm January Bird, and Victor's my son.
Oh, okay.
I started a fundraiser a few weeks ago after he won the national championships in Lansing, Michigan.
Wow.
So it was just after the state tournament was coming up, and he missed it by 1 point. Wow. So he didn't get to go back to state. But he had this fire in him. I'm not done yet.
I was a state qualifier my junior year, and I was ranked in the state my senior year. I lost to the number 5th ranked kid in the state by 1 point, 1-0.
Oh.
So that's like losing a football game by a field goal.
Yeah.
And on paper, we were the same exact person. So he made it to the semifinals at state. On paper, that's where how far I would have made it. So I'm not too disappointed.
Dang, man, but I mean, maybe it's a good thing that happened because the boxers. You hear the stories about the boxers and everything. They have to lose in order to kind of gain that real fire and stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because his record on the season was 49-2, and about 45 of his wins were pins, and he beat me 1-0. So it was a close match, but all respect to him. Gabe Turbinger, he's committed to Iowa. So all respect goes out to Iowa wrestlers.
How about you? Where are you going to go?
I have a few offers. My one Division I offer was from Wisconsin. I talked to the coach there, but I don't think I want to go there. I think I want to stick to probably just going to school, get my, degree and whatever, and see if I can go to the Olympic trials after I get a gold medal at the Pan Americans.
So like in judo, do you get you get hit in the face or anything like that? I mean, like, do you ever get knocked out?
So I beat the number 2 seed at Lansing, Michigan, the IJF Nationals to qualify for the Pan American Games. I cross-faced him and I broke his nose, so they couldn't stop the bleeding, so he had to forfeit the match and give me the win. And then I went to the finals. I was freaking out that I made it that far to the finals, and I went against the number 1 seed, the 16-man bracket, and I won by half a point, and I kind of just ran off the mat because there was only like 12 seconds left, so got the dub.
What would you say your like go-to move is?
I like a lot of hip throws. I like a lot of left side. I fight left-sided, so I throw a lot of my throws on the left side and whatever. But
so is judo? Do you have to have a lot of speed, or do you have to have?
Yeah, but the thing is, you can be really good, but you get caught with one foot sweep and land on your back, the match is over.
Yeah.
So
it's like wrestling. You know what I mean? Like a pin can happen in 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm. If anyone who's like followers on my personal page, I have all his videos on there. And I even have to apologize for screaming and yelling because when I'm recording him, it's live. Wow. And so when he came out on his debut from JV to varsity at Heelan, all of the alumni were there. And then he literally just, the bodies hit the floor, as I call it, he flipped him, slammed him, and the place was on their feet. And the alumni were like on the next bench to me, and they were like, "Who's this Hammer?" And they were just like,
"Is that your nickname? Do you get a nickname in judo?"
No, I don't have a nickname.
No, you don't have a nickname yet. Well, okay,
Not yet.
We're gonna ask our listeners for a nickname for my man here.
Well, everyone knows him as Yaya. When he was growing up here, in grade school, and he went to Jesus Our Savior in his first, grade school years, and a shout out to Pastor Ricky and the family, because they taught him a lot. Wow. I'm really grateful for that program. And
Pastor Ricky can get down on judo, huh?
he was really pardon the pun, a godsend for him, because we put him in Jesus Our Savior because he was being bullied in school, and we were working with the public school, and I was like, you know what, we got to get him out of that environment. So we took him to Jesus Our Savior, and then they only went to 3rd grade. Yeah. And then after that we tried Winnebago again, and again there was some kids that just don't listen, don't want to follow directions, and son's really been a mild-mannered kid. He don't like to cause any disruptions and things like that. And he was like, how come I'm having these problems? And I was like, it's not your fault. It's environments that people come from. You don't know what's happening in their life. So him and his dad we co-parent, and so he went to Watt Hill for his grade school years, and he did better over there. And as he got into middle school, he was into sports. He did football, and he really wanted to do something with his athletic abilities. And so after he got done with middle school, then his dad and I were talking, where should he go to high school? So they decided, let's go to South Sioux. So that's where he started with high school. And then it went to East, and then now it's Bishop Heelan. So it's a transition from here to there, but he handled it really well. He adapted really well. And for the most part, he hasn't had any issues. The judo training helped him focus. It helped him understand more about your actions and responsibilities, how you react to things. And that's, another part of what judo is. It helps you to focus and understand more about what's going to happen next.
Right.
And so,
yeah, that's good, man. I mean, congratulations on your selection for representing Team USA and basically Native America, man. I mean, that's a huge accomplishment. And, as you go on and stuff, don't forget about us here back in Winnebago and stuff, because, I think that, your voice and the way you're all muscled up and everything like that, man.
So back to what she was talking about. Yeah, since I was a kid, like 14 years old, distractions are always going to be there. But I had a goal in mind that I wanted to be something, other than I wanted to be farther than where I came from.
So you took the judo and then you just ran with it, and you said I'm going to be the best judo wrestler, or what do they call them, wrestlers or fighters? Or
Fighters.
Fighters,
Yeah.
best judo fighters.
So in between judo and wrestling, he would play football. So he was always, into something. And then he worked a summer, and I don't know if anybody saw him, but he used to work at Chili's. He was a server over there.
Dang,
and a lot of people were like, oh, is that your son? And I was like, yeah, and they're like, man, he's got a deep voice.
So I went to East, and I played middle linebacker and running back. That's what I did at East. But like I was saying, I really believe it depends on the people you surround yourself with, how far, whatever you want to do. It really depends on who you surround yourself with, whether it's friends, family, whatever it is. Distractions are always going to be there, like I said. But if you have a goal in mind and you have a plan, you can do it. So
yeah,
I think I'm walking, living proof of that.
Definitely, man.
It doesn't really matter where you come from if you're out there doing something. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
You get what you earn.
So when you go down there to Peru, I mean, that's going to be experience in itself and stuff. South America,
Yeah.
I mean, that's safe travels on that. But is there a way
sure.
we can watch you, or is there?
I'm pretty sure if you look up USA Judo, they might have some stuff going on with the event.
Okay.
On the page, they have a link that's connected to the Pan Am Games.
Maybe on the GoFundMe, they can get a big donation and then hire us to go down to Peru and stuff. What do you think? we could take the cameras down there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's go. But when are you gonna go? This weekend?
Yeah, so Thursday morning I'm on a flight to Houston. From Houston I go straight to Peru. Then I fight on Saturday. It's going to be a 16-man bracket. I think I have Brazil first round. And if I win first or second at this tournament, it's the Pan American Championships. If I win first or second at this tournament, I can go to Worlds, which is going to be in Paris, France.
Dang.
Wow.
So, and if you do good at Worlds, that's everybody. That's Korea, Japan, European countries like Italy, Poland, all those good countries.
It's basically like best of the best. You remember that old
If
movie?
you go to Worlds, yeah.
Yeah.
If you do good at Worlds, which would be a 32-man bracket, you can try for the Olympic trials.
Well,
so
there you go.
So
Right on.
he's got this opportunity as a footway into the door. Or how does that go?
Getting your foot in the door.
Get a foot in the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you win, what do you do? I mean, like, can you do that or anything like that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, with your
waiting
deep
for it.
voice and stuff like that, just change it, or you know what I mean? Like, what are you gonna do when you win? Like, can you give us a shout out back at home or something?
I'm very respectful to my opponent. When I beat the number 1 seeded kid in my bracket at Michigan, it was all love. We shook hands, appreciated him for the fight and everything like that. And I talked to his coaches afterwards, shook hands with his coaches and everything like that, and talked to him about how his club is doing and everything like that. So
Yeah, and that's what they do in wrestling. After no matter what happens and stuff, because we're just learning wrestling ourselves and stuff, you know. So I'm looking forward to learning judo.
that's only Nebraska. You can only shake hands in Nebraska. In Iowa, it's a lot different. It's a lot more competitive. They stop.
In judo?
No, for wrestling.
Oh, okay.
You can't shake the coach's hand after a match anymore in Iowa because there's too many events of just stuff going on after the match.
It's like the emotion in it and stuff.
Yeah.
Iowa wrestling is like North Carolina basketball. It's really competitive.
Really?
Okay.
Really.
So just afterwards, you just kind of
You just shake hands.
Shake hands.
and
And
Thank
go
your
next.
opponent.
Part of like the teachings in judo for like the sensei was talk about respect
Yeah.
and honoring and
Right.
things like that.
That's good that
And
they
so
teach
it's
that.
like, it's kind of frowned upon for them to like jump up and, like really
celebrate their win.
celebrate. Yeah, over celebrate,
Right.
And so for him, he's always like, there's a couple really good throws he had, and he would jump up and you could see his arms like, kind of little bit of a.
You gotta compose myself. Let the audience do the cheering. Let your mom and
Yeah.
everybody in the audience.
The audience was really loud when I won in Michigan because I was like the last seed, the underdog, because I haven't competed in so long. So I was the last seed and I beat the number 1 seed. Nobody knew who I was. Nobody. And I kind of just walked in from the street and said, hey, I'll compete.
Right. So what are you going to do when he wins? I mean, are you going to dance or?
Well,
like-
I mean, I'm gonna be here.
Okay,
Him
so-
and his dad are gonna travel.
Oh,
and,
okay.
you know, with COVID regulations and things like that, you know, and then I got family at home, responsibilities. I'm running the behind the scenes
Okay.
for him. You know, we gotta organize the fundraiser. It's on my Facebook page. I've been sharing it with everybody. With the recent events in, like, we were talking before the segment was like, there's scammers out there. And I had put this Facebook up, this fundraiser on my page, and it's travel costs for Pan Am Games for Victor, and I have like a small briefing on it of, you know, him and what the goal is, and it's all for his expenses.
Mhm.
You know, plane trip, accommodations, food, transportation, everything, all of it goes toward that. And in the end, I was getting ready to do a GoFundMe campaign on the actual GoFundMe website. And someone had already started one for him. And this individual has no connection to any of us, any of his
okay, I see.
family.
Yeah.
Or any,
We get a
and
lot of phishing emails
Yeah.
here at the
Yeah.
office and a lot of different things and,
and
stuff.
so they took screenshots. You could tell it was a screenshot
Dang.
of him, and then it just kind of had some really
So how do we know
generalized-
which one to donate to?
Well,
Is there,
I had to call. I talked to GoFundMe and told them, you know, this is not us.
oh, so it's been reported?
So it was reported, and
Okay.
then they said, well, you know, rules. This is our policy. So I said, you know what? I'll just stick with the Facebook fundraiser for now.
Oh,
And
okay.
then
So it's
just keep
Facebook,
sharing
not
it.
GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not GoFundMe because you know, of course, someone's out there trying to make money
Yeah.
off of, you know, something like this, and it's happened a lot, you know,
Okay.
to people. I've heard that people have started GoFundMes on behalf of somebody,
Yeah.
like especially like MMIW,
Mm-hmm.
people who've had like house fires, and they don't benefit from it, you know. So when that happened to us, I didn't think it would, you know, and it came up, and I was like, whoa, someone already did this.
Yeah.
So I'm just sticking with the fundraiser on my Facebook, and I've been sharing it with, you know, whoever
Okay.
on my list, and I could probably share the link to here.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Victor, man, thank you for coming in, and come in after you come back as a world champion. You know what I'm saying? So let us
Is
know.
there, so besides logistics, is there any questions that you have?
No,
You
I
guys
think
have
we covered.
questions?
No, we covered it all and stuff like that. In fact, we're kind of getting short on time and stuff, so we appreciate
Yeah,
you
that's
coming in.
cool.
But you're more than welcome to come anytime. You know what I mean, and talk to us and give us the update and how the match went and stuff. And good luck this weekend. Fight hard. Represent Native America. Represent the Winnebago tribe, man. Appreciate you.
I appreciate it.
It's coming. Oba. Oh, I thought he was going to play one of your things.
Oh.
I was like, we're waiting for it.
One of these.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, guys. I can share that onto the Winnebago Big Boys page, though.
And then I think that, you know, also, too, you know, the wrestling, there's a discipline. Winnebago Public School does a lot of good things. The musical, you know what I mean? It's kind of, there's something for everything.
Yeah.
Or everyone and stuff, you know what I mean? But I know this month is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and so we kind of want to talk about that. Maybe we can get somebody from Human Services to come on up. Mascou Petit, come on up, man. And now we'd like to invite Sunshine and Jordann to come on down and give us this day in history. Appreciate Sunshine, and I know that they got a lot of projects going on and everything. And I love the shirt there, Indigenous Peoples Day in Nebraska there, and that's pretty good. And Jordann, I think that you guys had a busy weekend and a lot of good things to report on. This day in history for the Winnebago tribe. I mean, I think every episode we have something historic happen on our episode. You know, Lance came on, give us a kind of breaking news, and you know what I mean. That was really good and stuff. So Sunshine, what do you got for us?
So we're kind of talking a bit about our culture and certain things going on, but I also wanted to say Winnebago's had their 30-year anniversary. How did that go?
It went good. We went out there and we covered it, and we sang a couple songs, and in fact we have a video package and stuff that we'll play here, and Jordana helped us out with the video package. And I don't know, do you want to roll that package, Bethany, and get that playing and stuff? But we kind of recap, you know, it's a special news report, and it was very good that, you know, we had people come in, and it was a good time. You know, they had the Chamber of Commerce and stuff. But go ahead and play that video package of Winnebago's.
30 years, I would like to see the casino expand physically, meaning that it takes on the true representation of the resort experience. So while it's doing okay right now, and I mean that in a good way, I'm saying we can do a whole lot more. And I want to see the tribe have that opportunity.
We're really excited to celebrate 30 years here in Winnebago. We do a lot for the local community, for the local economy, and for the Winnebago tribe of Nebraska. In addition to that, we're proud to say that we've donated over $5.7 million to local charities as well. So we're very proud of those accomplishments, and we look forward to the next 30 years. Okay, everybody count. 3, 2, 1.
So that was, we took the big drum out there and sang some songs, and it was very good. Appreciate Jordana for helping us out with that video piece there, and some photography and 30th anniversary. There was a lot of history. HCI got some seed money from Winnebago back in the days because Winnebago was the owner casino for a while. Then they foreseen that the Council Bluffs casinos were coming, and then also the one in Sioux City. So they kind of put money towards the HCI Corporation, and they put some in the tribe's portfolio. And the tribe's portfolio has grown, but not as much as HCI and stuff. So I kind of told the gals here that, the Winnebago tribe is the father, and then the kid is, Winnebago is 30 years old, and then HCI, I think they're, 28, 29 or something like that years old, and each have their own strengths and stuff like that. And then I asked Bethany, I was like, well, who's the mom, in this kind of family of the Winnebago tribe, and who's the mom? So that would be the Winnebago tribal membership, and every now and then, the father is run by the council and the administration, and they do different things and stuff, and the kid's off doing their thing, and then the membership, the mom is, sometimes they'll get after you and whatnot, you know what I mean? So that's kind of, that's how I like to use the analogy to kind of explain how things run in the Winnebago tribe, you know what I mean? So it's very, very cool, very historic. And Louie was out there, Kenny, Brian, Tori's on travel. She's at the NAFOA conference and representing the Winnebago tribe out in Seattle. And but Brian said some good words, and Michael Mashad said some good words, the interim GM of Winnebago.
Yeah, and I think it's, and I watched that commercial or something, but it's so, you don't see it because, well, I don't see it much because I've, been here for over 40 years, but the growth is amazing. Lance talked about it a bit, and we're continuing to grow. So it's really hopeful for our people, right now, especially with the new casinos coming and everything and all the plans. And I really hope that, those go through and all that. And it's an exciting time for our people, our children, and our future generations. So something we were going to talk about today was there's this thing that we shared. It's kind of like, it's not necessarily every tribe's doing it or anything, but it's hashtag ribbon skirts every day. So we're both wearing our ribbon skirts. We wore them starting the 1st. And it's kind of a celebration of culture. So culture to us, is a way of life, our beliefs, values, language, behaviors, what we eat, how we socialize, the music we listen to, who we are as a people. And then the downfall, or I wouldn't say really downfall, but, since first contact, we've been dealing with cultural genocide. So that's like the deliberate and systematic destruction of a culture. And then we get into like lateral violence, and it happens when individuals who have endured oppression suppress feelings such as anger, shame, rage, Eventually, these feelings manifest in behaviors such as jealousy, resentment, blame, and bitterness, or violence in different forms. Another term is lateral oppression, which can be gossiping. You know, we see that in our community, domestic violence, other abuses, harassment, bullying, you know, the list goes on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we see this, you know, in Indian country, not just here, you know, it's everywhere throughout the country. You know, so lateral violence and lateral oppression, these terms, they impact our indigenous peoples throughout the country to the point of us harming each other daily in our communities or at work. And, you know, people don't really know this, you know, the way that we treat people, this toxic way that we treat people or each other. It's a result of colonialism, you know, due to racism, boarding school, our culture was taken away from us, you know, the discrimination, everything that we've been through. So we were basically forced to stop being who we were. You know, our culture was ripped from us, you know, our children were ripped from us and taught to be, you know, not who we were, and who we were was something that they looked at it as shameful, you know. So now many of our people are trying to break the cycle, and that's what we do at the Angel Decorah Museum. We're trying to break this cycle of lateral oppression rather than continuing to cause pain and suffering on our own people, and teach about it, you know, and educate. And so, you know, with that, we can't change without being educated about the issues that we face, you know. And it's not all sad. I always feel real like I'm telling you guys real bummer news.
Oh man, we got such
I know everybody gets sad. No. But these are a few reasons why we work with everyone in and out of our community to teach and help them learn about who we are and our people. So the more our people know about themselves, the more others know about us, the better we will treat each other, and the better I'm hoping non-natives will treat us,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because we have a lot of non-natives, like, you know, when we were discussing earlier, you know, Lance, it kind of, you know, everybody leaves town, you know, and a lot of them are non-natives, you know, and the more they know about us, the better connection there'll be to us, and hopefully throughout HCI, the hospital, you know, through our own HR, you know, the tours that we do and the education we do for the new employees and employees there, will help them teach or treat our people better.
Yeah.
So that's why, you know, a little piece of why we do that. But, you know, back to the ribbon skirts, no matter what we wear, what we create, we need to be proud of who we are. Our people were good to one another. We took care of each other. These toxic behaviors we picked up through the near genocide of our people can change, you know, through us. So although ribbon skirts, you know, and we hear it all the time, aren't necessarily ho-chunk, you know, we didn't always wear these.
Yeah.
You know, they're more contemporary art. Our women find pride and resilience in wearing these, and any dresses, you know, our wajes, you know, our applique dresses, anything like that, you know, be proud of who you are, wear them. You know, if you want to learn how to make them, we can help you, Bethany, you know,
Yeah.
anything, you know. So the vibrant colors, designs like on Jordan's dress, love going to making these, and it's just something to be proud of. I just want everyone to be proud of who they are, know they come from a strong people, and, you know, we're here because we're resilient and strong, and, you know, we're fighters.
Yeah, I mean, that is awesome. I think the ribbon skirts are beautiful. There's a lot of people that make them, and it takes a talent, and it takes patience to sit down, and sometimes, you know, your sewing machine knots up and stuff like that. I used to try to sew and stuff, you know what I mean, back in the days. But a question, like, okay, so ribbon skirts, what about guys?
So for men, and I was actually going to talk about that, you know, your ribbon shirts are, you know.
Do you guys make them too, ribbon shirts?
Yeah, we have had some classes on ribbon shirts. So we usually, and I think I talked about this before, we collaborate with community ed,
Oh, okay.
with LPTC, and we set up a lot of classes like with Maria Scott and those types of people.
Cool.
And then we ourselves have, you know, like my teacher, my Aunt Vivian, and, you know, others, you know, so we're learning as well, you know, as we're doing this. So we're trying to learn as fast as we can to get all this information out to our people, you know, and that type of thing. So, you know, look either on our page or the LPTC Community Ed.
Do you think, like, in the Winnebago in the News, we can get, like, a picture of, like, some of the girls that you help make or anything like that, you know, we can see?
Yeah, and we share some. I think I have some that we recently shared from the class last weekend.
Yeah.
And we have another another class coming up Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yep, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Yep.
Is your microphone on? Let me see. Is that green? Okay. I'm sorry. We didn't get to get your introduction. Who are you?
Jordan's scared.
My name is Jordann Blackfish.
It's like, okay, bye. No. You know what I mean?
Throw the mic down.
What was that girl doing in there?
I told Sunshine I was real nervous, but
I know. She's in there pacing.
Yeah, I was when I was listening to Lance. Then I kind of started calming down. I was like, oh, okay.
She's just supporting Minnesota Timberwolves with her shirt. That's all she was here to do. No, I'm just playing. Anyways.
So anyhow, yeah, my name is Jordann Blackfish. I've been working in the Winnebago tribe for about like 10 years now. I started at the Educare and Head Start as a dishwasher, actually. I live in Sioux City. I grew up in Sioux City. I'm a member of the Asante Sioux tribe, Damakota. So for me, my husband is also from Winnebago, and my children are.
We had him on last week.
Yeah,
he came and promoted the powwow, the return of the Thunder's powwow.
Yeah, he was nervous too.
Everybody did good.
Yeah, he did. He did really good. He was nervous. He told me, but he said that after a while, he was like, we just laughed and felt like, So I thought that was good too. But yes, he's from here, and so, I kind of follow my husband, and I learn a lot about Ho-Chunk history from him and his family, and then working at the museum. And I went to school at Little Priest Tribal College. I graduated spring of 2021, and I was just talking to Cassie actually before I came here about a lot of the things I have learned has been here. And so when the ribbon skirts kind of like she had asked for a class, I was like, I don't know, because I only know what I know from here, and I was told that it wasn't a traditional skirt here. So I went around asking, and making sure, because you never want to be like confronted, like, oh, you don't even know what you're doing,
Yeah.
So I just told Sunshine, I was like, well,
but that's a form of lateral oppression
and
gatekeeping.
And I told her that I feel like, but to me, it's like when I make my ribbon skirts, it's like something that I can, like she said, I put love into it, and the colors are vibrant, and they are, they stand out and they separate from everything else, and when I'm making my ribbon skirts, it makes me feel like I'm connected back to my ancestry, because I grew up in the city being away from my culture and being away from those things. So like for me, it's a way to like connect again. And I told her like my children are the biggest connection for me, because if it wasn't for my kids, and my husband, I probably would have never connected like that. I would have been in Sioux City, and the government would have, won at that point. I would have been fully assimilated and just been representing me in Iowa and Sioux City, But, now being here in Winnebago brought me that connection back to me, and I'll be taking classes this summer at NICC, actually, going back to my roots and learning more about my culture as well. So I'll always have that, and I can stand a little bit firmer in the ground, So to me, when we first, that's why we talked about this, because I was like, man, I'm kind of scared because I don't want to, you don't want to get your feelings hurt, But anything I do, it's always coming out of love. Anytime we do these classes, it's always out of love. I'm always learning. I'm always learning from the elders that come in the classroom. They always bring something different, and they always tell me different things that I need to know. And I carry those with me, and I take them on to the next class, and I'm always reaching back for our next generation. So that's why you always see me in the classrooms and stuff like that. That's not to be like, oh, look at me, no, like that's really for me to be able to give them that, because I didn't have that. So I'm always want to reach back and do that for my youth, and I've always got them in my mindset and my children, So yeah, we wanted to talk about that. Rewind back to what we were talking about. But yeah, if you guys ever want to come and take a picture, that's always available. And,
or learn or anything.
Or learn,
if you have questions, and if we don't know, we'll find out. So.
And I think that goes for a lot of people. The Winnebago in the News, we'll try to put like some words in there. The Ho-Chunk Renaissance debuted those 6 videos that came out, and then I know that you guys work on videos as well, and there's just a lot of good information out there. But one of the things that when I was kind of growing up is that at times, they would make fun of me because my parents got us into dancing. And they would be like, hey, Garan, you dance, go out there, you know what I mean? But it kind of almost like teasing a little bit and stuff. But I was always proud to be able to have that. And now that I look back, fortunate that my mom and my dad, got us a regalia and kind of took the time to sit down, because that's hard, to get a roach and get some bustles and everything. That takes a lot of love and a lot of commitment and stuff. But I think too is like, my mom kind of mentioned that my grandmother, she's kind of part of that boarding school era, and that language, they couldn't speak their language and stuff, and that was tough. I mean, imagine coming to work one day and say, hey, you can't speak what you know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether it's English
or someone just busting into your home. And
I mean, that would be,
move.
You would be definitely frustrated and angry and mad. And then if you do speak and stuff like that, then you get punished. It's just like, holy smokes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So generationals, and we're recognizing it and we're coming out of it.
Yes.
But we got a lot of work to do.
We do got a lot of work, but we also have so many positive things going on, and recognizing it is, the first step. So that was our little.
Well, good job. Yeah. I appreciate you guys I mean, I always look forward to these segments, the treaty reading and kind of some of the things that you guys got coming up in the project. And Angel Decora doing a lot of good things, and hope Ben's doing good up there. And I know that
Ben left us. Yeah. Just kidding. No, he's
like, no way.
He's in Hawaii. Actually, I think he's on vacation right in Hawaii. Yeah.
So Angel Decora needs to fund us to go to. Thanks, Sunshine.
No, I just wanted to add, Sunshine. I don't think this is a sad segment. We should just had to get this in there. I don't think it's sad, because I like how the very first episode, you mentioned that like we need to know our history and know like where we come from to truly. You worded it way better, but
no, that's true. We just talked to her. I was just talking to her about that. I said, well, to me, my mentors here in Winnebago are definitely Sunshine and Cassie, because I was telling Cassie, I was like, going to school in Sioux City, should I learn about states, like when you were having to name off the cities, like I wouldn't have been able to even name some of that stuff off, because I wasn't paying attention. But when I come here and I went to Little Priest Tribal College and I work at Angel Decora Museum and learn about the history, and not only just about the Winnebago tribe, but we come in contact with other tribes as well. So I'm learning history about other tribes, my own tribe. And I said, now I can say, I know where Minnesota is. I know where Wisconsin is. I know this year at this time what was going on. Now I can say that because it pertains to me. So it's registered and it's sticking there. So I think that's always really important. And like, if I wouldn't have come here to Little Priest Tribal College, maybe I wouldn't even have known that. I would still be going along my day, like, but yeah, like I love listening to Sunshine and learning about history, because she really does know a lot. And every day, like, our conversations are like, I'm learning every day. So I agree with you. That. Yeah.
I gotta give you one of these.
I knew it was coming.
Just gotta, you know what I'm saying. But anyways, okay, so we got to get to the answer is.
But can I say something real fast? So we're starting, actually it started with the head woman dancer. She's starting this Wednesday a boot camp for young women and girls, so that'll be out at the Vets building. And we're trying to find a male who will do that every other Wednesday. So any women, young girl, and dancers, or even women, who want to learn, come out Wednesday to the Vets building from 6 to 8 this Wednesday.
Learn ribbon?
No.
What was it? I'm
dancing.
sorry.
Boot camp.
Oh, dancing.
Yeah.
Okay, and you guys call it boot camp. Holy smokes.
Well, that's what somebody said.
Somebody said that, and I think it just kind of like
stuck. Just kind of stuck.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I'm just thinking of intense dancing as you said that. I'm like, I'm gonna have to do this. Nah.
But thank you guys.
Hey, do you have a homecoming update with us? I know that the vendors, since we last talked and stuff.
Okay, so we are accepting, and I don't know if anyone listened last time, but we have a Winnebago homecoming page. So we've been putting updates on there. We have the stands are full.
Already?
Yeah.
Wow.
They went fast.
The food vendor stands?
Yeah, the food vendor stands.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean,
so we got vendor stands coming in, slowly. And
the arts and crafts.
Arts and crafts.
Okay.
Yep. Sorry. It's my first year, so.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
And then informational booths.
How many food vendor stands are there? Is there like a seven of them?
Yeah.
Okay, so every station is pretty much spoken for?
Yes, everybody has already paid their
first
deposit.
Come, first serve on
that.
Okay.
Yeah, last year they did a drawing, and I was kind of hoping it would be that way this year, but they decided to just
first year being on a power committee.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of watching and learning.
Okay, and then arts and crafts are still available room for them.
Yes. So if you are a vendor for arts and crafts, please get a hold of me. You can email me at sunshine.bear@winnebagotribe.com.
Awesome. I went to Iowa City Powwow this weekend and seen some of the Harlan relatives over there, and also Chamberlain. Chamberlain, he came up to me, and I think they listened to the show and everything, and they kind of recognized, and they said that Eugene did an excellent job, and they watched the sporting events and stuff. It was good to see them. Through the pandemic, we haven't been able to. They canceled that powwow for 2 years, and our last Bear Moon powwow has been canceled for 2 years. And now that the 156th annual homecoming celebration,
back to 4 days.
Yes, back to 4 days so far, and could change if there is a rise in cases, but so far there are no COVID restrictions.
Yeah.
So I'm excited, and it's always for the whole town, family comes home. We get to see people that haven't been around for a long time, so you get excited about that as well.
On the tribal page, we get a lot of people asking, what about food vendors? What about this and that and stuff like that? So there you have it. Sunshine.bear@winnebagotribe.com.
Yeah. And then they just I'll send them the app, and then they can get their payment. I don't deal with money, so that goes down to the finance department. Right. They handle all that.
Awesome. That's very good. Cool. All right. So you're going to help Tyler, and Tyler needs some help on this one. So you guys, let's call Tyler in, and we are about ready here for our segment.
Go get her?
No, not yet. Remember,
you almost fooled me. I almost went and got her. Every episode.
So she gets the lifeline, or do you?
She does, because I won last time.
Man, I got some good questions. here.
Oh, she's going to make fun of my laugh.
Maybe Sunshine here, if you can.
Say it right.
Yeah. My bad.
Yep, you're right.
All right. Are you ready?
Oh, wait, I got to close Facebook. Okay.
No cheating.
All right.
Okay, question number 1. Here we go. You ready? Last night, the Kansas City Jayhawks and North Carolina squared off in an epic championship game. It was really good. Jayhawks were down by a lot, and they come roaring back. The Jayhawks won. Here's the question. Can you name the official mascot of North Carolina?
It's a Tar Heel or something. Or it's a horseshoe. Nah.
It's a horseshoe?
I don't know. Yeah.
You want to go with a horseshoe?
Right.
The official mascot of North Carolina. They were just on TV last night.
Yeah, I know. Oh, it's like a is it like a panther or something like that?
A panther or something like that.
I don't know why my brain's all over right now. I see a horseshoe, then I see a panther.
Okay.
I'm just like,
so you want to go with
wait, North Carolina, then we're talking about South Carolina, right? South Carolina? Say the question again.
North Carolina was in the championship game. What is the mascot of North Carolina?
It's a Tar Heel. It's like a horseshoe thing.
So you went from a heel to a panther? Okay, all right. So you said Tar Heel?
It's a horseshoe.
It's a horseshoe.
Tar Heel.
You got a lack in your answer. Come on, girl.
It's a horseshoe Tar Heel.
Oh, horseshoe Tar Heel. Okay. All right. So we'll get something there. All right. Question number 2.
Okay.
The Grammys were held this past weekend. Who won the Song of the Year?
You get me. I don't watch TV, man.
Oh my goodness! I try to tell these girls.
I don't watch TV.
I even yelled it out last night. I said, "Make sure you watch the game tonight."
I did watch the game last night.
Yeah, she paid attention.
The best song of the year was.
It also won the record of the year, if that helps.
Oh, so The Weeknd? No, I'm just kidding.
Also Drake. She said last week.
She did too.
Jeez, you got me stumped on this one. I don't know. Sunflower by Post Malone.
Okay, all right, I'll take it.
Couldn't say that last week, so I got to throw it in there.
What were the lyrics, remember?
It said something about getting left alone.
You gotta sing it.
I know, I'm trying to think.
Anyways, question number 3.
Just kidding.
Winnebago's held their 30th anniversary celebration last Friday. In honor of their anniversary, this month in April, they are hosting a music concert. And he announced it. Who is the music concert?
The music concert is, what I heard him say was they're having a month-long celebration to kick off the 30th anniversary month.
Right.
And that you have several chances to win $500,000. That's what I heard.
Just the money side.
He also announced who the concert was going to be. Who is it? what band's coming to Winnebago. I'm not even sure the date and stuff, but he announced it and stuff. I was right there. I remember. Give me a band name.
New Breed.
New Breed. Okay. All right. New Breed. Okay. Question number 4. Since it's the 30th anniversary, we got to plug Winnebago here. Winnebago has a buffet area, a buffet restaurant. What is the buffet restaurant called? What's
the buffet restaurant is called Thousand. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, Thousand. All right, it's like Thousand Flower Island Restaurant.
Thousand Flower Island Restaurant.
Thousand Flower, or it's like. Yep, Thousand Flower Island Restaurant.
Thousand
just kind of throwing some words together.
So just one flower that's 1,000? No, I'm just like, okay, Island Restaurant.
Thousand Flowers Restaurant.
Thousand Flowers Island. Okay, well, okay. Dropping the island. Last question, we'll get you out of here. Okay, the lounge area at Winnebago features some big screens for sports. They also have some bands, and every once in a while they have a pretty cool DJ in there, DJ guaranteed. It's kind of a shameless plug right there. But anyway, last time I think a DJ out there was for the Halloween party. What is that lounge area called at Winnebago?
The 360 Lounge.
Oh, man, you got that one good. Okay. You're pretty confident in that one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 360 Lounge. All right, we are ready for the one and only. Tyler is going to be coming with us. And stay right there. Jordann, we'll have you scoot back here. And Tyler is going to join us on that one. So, how did she do? She said, what was that first question she said?
You didn't ask the question that I said.
Oh, that's right. I'll get, okay. Since we only turned 31, said at Winnebago and stuff, but I got the question. That'll be the first question next week. All right, you ready? Here we go. For the win. So, you need to win, right? You get a lifeline? Yeah. Okay, you get a lifeline. All right, so first question. Are you ready? Here we go. First question is, last night, the Kansas Jayhawks, I think I said Kansas City on that first question I asked you, but it's Kansas. My bad. Kansas Jayhawks and North Carolina squared off in the championship game. The Jayhawks won. It was a great game. But can you name the official mascot of North Carolina?
North Carolina.
What are they known as? Or what's their mascot, I should say? He was bouncing around last night before pregame and everything, you know what I mean? They had the Jayhawk on one side.
I don't watch it.
Every now and then. I told you, girl, you guys got to watch TV. You know, the best TV. I can't believe you guys missed the best TV series, The Soprano Question, that 1 week.
I want to use my lifeline.
Okay, already?
Start out rough.
Do you know it? Do you know it? She has a Minnesota shirt on, so she should know.
Come on.
I don't know. Wasn't it just Tar Heels?
Yeah, like I thought it was the same thing.
Okay.
I have no idea. I don't know.
I'm gonna help you out.
Live?
And your brother Ryan has commented, and he is right.
Okay.
Okay. So you want to use that answer that he gave? Okay. He could be wrong, but he is right.
He is right. Wait.
It is the Ram. North
would've never
Carolina.
said
That's
it.
the official mascot, but they're known as North Carolina Tar Heels.
I was gonna say
But the
Buccaneers. I don't know why.
The Buccaneers. I think that's Ohio State. We'll get you there. Okay.
I said a horseshoe.
Okay, so she got that one wrong. She said horseshoe or something like that. Question number 2. The Grammys were held this past weekend. Who won the Song of the Year?
My mom told me this. The music.
The music. They also won the Record of the Year.
I want to say Post Malone, that one song that we're talking about.
Sunflower?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
She also said Post Malone. That answer is...
What?
Silk Sonic, Leave the Door Open.
I almost said leave the door open, but I was like, no, it's not.
Door. Oh my goodness! Just for that, you guys got to sing it because I know it's going to be in everydan's head and stuff like that. Sing it.
Said this. No.
Question number 3.
Fortnite dance. I would have got that.
The Fortnite dance. Question number 3. Winnebago held their 30th anniversary celebration last Friday. In honor of their anniversary, they are hosting a music concert. The GM announced this. Who is the concert featuring in the month of April for the 30th anniversary?
You guys got me stumped today.
You were there.
I know.
I mean, as a reporter for the Winnebago of the News.
It slipped my mind. I'm gonna say Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, that would be dope though, wouldn't it? Let's do it.
I
man.
would cry.
Heck
I would
yeah,
too.
man.
I'd be front row.
Nicki
I'd be up there
Minaj?
singing with her.
That would, for real. What song does she sing?
All of them.
Anything.
The answer is, you said Nicki Minaj. It's the Mavericks.
Ah,
The
okay.
Mavericks.
That joint in Sioux City?
Now,
just kidding.
I'm gonna be honest with everybody here and stuff. I was like, is that like the Down Under show or something like that? I mean, like the ladies' night. What do they call that? Thunder from Down Under and stuff. I don't know who the Mavericks are. I apologize and stuff. You know what I mean? But somebody, like the Mavericks, like the strip club in Sioux City.
I would have thought that too if nobody said nothing.
I would have thought that too. Okay, question number 4. Winnebago has a buffet area. What is that buffet restaurant called?
Rock River.
Rock
I know
River?
that it's Native Star because you said that last time.
Yeah, that was Rock River.
Maybe they're different, huh?
You were just out
Man,
there.
I'm messing it up today.
30th anniversary, Winnebago. Yeah, 30 years to go to Winnebago.
With Rock River.
Rock River? Okay, Rock River. She's not even 30, but
I know.
she almost snorted over here, boy. Okay. It is. Okay. The actual answer is Flower Island Restaurant.
2000. I don't know where I got thousands. Thinking of that Thousand Island dressing.
And they have an announcement. They're bringing back crab legs. I think it's like for
All you
adult.
can eat?
No,
Yeah.
it's not all you can eat.
Actually, yeah.
For this anniversary, I think it's $25. You get 1 pound.
That's a
So-
good amount,
Yeah, I think so. You know what I mean? I
anything
mean,
about
how many
crabs,
pounds of
but-
crab leg can you eat and stuff like that? But you
5.
like crab legs?
Yeah.
5
You do?
pounds.
Yeah.
So
I'm scared too.
I think it's on Friday nights, or maybe I don't know if it's on. Maybe they can give us the
I
information.
think it's Friday nights, or it used to be.
Right. Okay, so question number 4. No, number 5. We'll get you out of here. The lounge area at Winnebago features some big screens for sports. They have they probably showed the game last night. They also have some bands, and every once in a while they have a pretty cool DJ. DJ guaranteed. No, I'm just playing. What is the lounge area called? You were just there last Friday. You guys toured the facility.
You were just
doing some great reporting for the Winnebago of the News, right? No, you guys really did
so
good.
focused on the crowd that I didn't see the location.
I think you guys were focused on the cupcakes.
I-
No, I'm just like.
You got me there.
Putting those M&M chocolate
For me, it was
cupcakes
that
away.
juice, man. That juice was good.
It was just wine punch.
It was just a wine punch.
It was
It had a
special
little
because of the
Sprite in
cup.
it.
That little cup
Oh,
made it.
the special sauce
Yeah.
there.
They poured it
Right.
in a fountain, then served it in a cup, so that's what did it.
Yeah, it was a good ceremony. I mean, the words from Brian, the listeners seen that video package that Jordana gave. But anyways, what's your answer here?
Yeah.
This is for the win here.
I took an L this round. I'm just.
No, you got one right. You got one right. She also got one right.
Ooh.
So this is the tiebreaker here. I mean, if you get this one, you win it this week. What do you think? What is that lounge
Dun, dun,
area
dun.
called?
I'm trying to kind of peek over there. I don't know.
Close the screen, Garan.
On Fridays and Saturdays, when the last call, they'll do that. So, you know what I mean? That's their last call signal. No, I'm just playing. What would you give?
Nah, I'm gonna have to pass. I don't know.
Give me a kind of a name. What would you?
What
think?
would you name it?
Yeah, what would you name it? That lounge area over there.
Just trying
at
to make sure you
Winnebago.
get it wrong.
I know. I can't think of nothing.
I mean, what would you call the lounge in Winnebago? Winnebago Lounge?
Good Times Lounge. I don't
Okay,
know.
Good Times Lounge. That's a good one.
You're embarrassing me. Nah.
That answer is
Did I get that one right,
it's
though?
360 Lounge. How'd you know that?
How did you?
Because I used to work there.
Oh yeah, that's right. Dang.
Oh, just always has to throw that in there.
And you don't.
I be getting it wrong, but I get it right sometimes.
And you never ate the buffet while you worked there?
I did, actually.
You almost had it right.
I don't know where. I think it was that sauce, that Thousand Island dressing. I don't know why my mind's like,
Yeah, I
thousand,
think it's
thousand.
we're getting pretty hungry. Sunshine can take us out to eat after this and stuff. Sunshine. There you have it, folks. That is, we have a tie. So
now we're 2-2-2.
Yep, 222. Join us for the 7th episode next Tuesday. Anything that you want to announce before we get out of here?
Yeah, come join me on Thursday for All Requests Live from 11 to 1 p.m. You can send your song request to kwtn@winnebagotribe.com or 402-922-3347. Or you can even email. You can DM us on the Winnebago Big Boys Facebook page. Couldn't spit it out.
Yeah, you're good. And then you did the whole month birthdays and stuff like that. If you have a birthday shout out, make sure you get it on Thursday, right?
Yeah, get it to me at least before like 10 a.m. on Thursday. Otherwise, it probably won't make it in. It'll probably be the next episode. But 10 a.m. on Thursday, if you have any type of celebratory shout outs or birthday shout outs or anything, 10 a.m. deadline.
Okay, then at noon, you do that shout out, right?
Yeah, at noon is when I'll do the shout out, and we'll do a little cute birthday song. Might switch it up this time, do Ratchet Happy Birthday by Drake. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. And then I know, like, you started off last week with We Don't Talk About Bruno. That was a good song.
Yeah, it's just because it was a highly requested song. But, there's little ones that tune into. So it's just if you want to hear a song that you like on the radio, I'm not going to, if I can't find the clean version, I probably won't play it. I did have a mess up last week when me and you were messing around with it, and I let a song slip through there, but...
Little FCC fine for 10,000, no problem.
She said no. but yeah.
Sunshine, where you going? You're not going to pay for our lunch? No. Thanks for coming in, ladies. We appreciate you. But yeah, I think all requests live with Bethany, and they can vote now, right?
Yep, and you can also head over to I'll be putting it up again because it's only for a 24-hour window. We'll post it on our story and we'll post on our wall. So the graphic is on the wall currently. You can vote for the top song of the week, or you can vote through the story, which we'll post again once it's up now, and it'll be up, and we'll keep it up all the way till Thursday.
Any news or anything like that? We got a lot of fundraisers happening. Thomas Racing's having that thing on Friday. Homeboy Victor's Facebook fundraising as well. Lance, Kiki, St. Cyr's a contact there if you guys want to inquire about that assistance.
Yep.
The casinos, they're going to be built here pretty soon. And man, what a great episode.
That was a good one, yeah.
It was a long one, too, but it was like, the longer the better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we appreciate everybody. Thank you to all those that helped us out. Ryan, it's good to see you. Jules, my man, it's good to see you on
Shout out to Mackie.
Yep. Sharon, Chamberlain out there, they do a great job down there at Native Star. So just kind of want to thank, shout out Mackie, everybody.
Yeah, everybody that's watching. He just specifically was like, Bet, give me a shout out. So that's why.
There you go.
Just shout out Ryan, that's mine.
You guys have a good rest of your day.
Have a good one.